trying to do right by you. I'm not out there fornicating. I'm not out
Word.
there doing this. But you gonna keep complaining to me about my dishes? Like, dude,
Yeah.
let me live, dude. Can I
Yeah.
live?
You
That's
gotta
what
you
kids
gotta
be
pick your
thinking.
battle.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't they? You gotta pick your battle.
Hmm.
Let me close the door real quick.
Dr. Ross, so folks, in people. And this beat remind me of a Slum Village beat. That's what it is.
Huh?
It sounds like, you know who Slum Village is, right?
Yeah.
This beat reminds me of one of their beats,
Turn up.
like a
Comparing that to
Ninth
Dilla.
Wonder, right?
Ooh.
Ninth Wonder or a Dilla beat, right?
I'm
That's dope.
gonna try to stream the game a little bit too. Because they are showing the games that's happening in Vegas for the girls
Okay.
volleyball tournament.
Oh,
The girls
okay,
volleyball
cool.
tournament. So I hope I can show that too. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, man. So and it's a double-edged sword with that kind of upbringing, because when it's successful, then you really can't argue about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of the parents are super hard on their kids, but then like the kids grow up and be like a doctor or whatever else hard profession that it is to get into. But man, how happy are we supposed to be? Are people supposed to be happy, or are people supposed to, you know what I'm saying, just handle business?
All right.
Because they make it seem like you're just supposed to handle business and you're not supposed to have feelings and emotions. Just, you know what I'm saying? Because on Crazy Rich Asians, when the mom was like, "Oh, that's so American of you to think that, you know, happiness and all that," it's like, nah, son, it's sacrifice and risking. Everything is about the family and making sure you take care of the family.
Right.
So how do you mix that? What do you do?
Mm.
How do you guys rear seven? You know what I'm saying? Is it constant encouragement, or is it like constant, you could be doing better?
You know what? I honestly, I don't know if we're doing 100% right. You know what I'm saying? We go as life goes on, and so I'm pretty certainly we making a bunch of mistakes. You know what I
Word.
mean?
Yeah.
But I think we both try to encourage them the best way we can. And sometimes I can be on them a little harder than usual, because me suffering from severe dyslexic and different things like that. I know how education is so important, you know what I mean?
Word.
And sometimes I can be like, dude, you don't have these issues like I have. Why are you not doing what you're supposed to be doing? Why are you lacking?
Word.
And
Yeah.
sometimes Camille, you know,
What
and
up, MJ Beats?
I think that's why God, I think, really make a woman and a man to be together, because it's a balance, right?
It's a
So
balance.
when I'm doing too much, she'd come in there and be like, dude, hey, I think you should, maybe you saying the right thing, but maybe you should say it this way,
Word.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Unconsciously you thinking you saying the right thing, but it's your delivery. You know what I mean? So
similar. What's up, DJ MJ Beats? Similar, yeah. And we try to find the balance also, because I also don't want to be one of those parents that I know you're doing well, but excuse me, when you know they could be doing more, it's hard not to say that. You know what I'm saying? Like with volleyball, they are good volleyball players, but I know for a fact that they can be great volleyball players if they put more time into it. I live with you. I know what you do all day. So I know you have time to, you know, put 30 minutes here, put 30 minutes there, just, you know, perfecting your craft, getting your craft up, getting your skills up. I know you have that ability. I live with you. I know you should be reading more. You know you should be reading more, especially for Quinn. Like you get, and Kara, you guys are getting ready for college, and one thing that their Aunt Clarissa told them, you got to be reading. All the counselors say you got to be reading. Everybody's saying you got to be reading. And then when I don't see you reading, it's like, so
it's
sometimes
a balance.
It's a balance. So sometimes I do not a disclaimer, but I tell them, like, I'm about to do something very, I'm about to be a parent right now. So I'll give them like my quick little disclaimer, like, hey, I'm about to say something right now. You might not like it, but I got to tell you this.
Right.
I'm not saying this to make you feel bad. I'm telling you the truth. You
Right.
could be doing better.
Yeah. It's like my son 7, right? He's we had him in every sport, right? He was doing baseball, soccer, basketball, swim, and karate, right? So he limited a lot of his sports. He said, "Dad, I don't want to do this one no more. I don't want to do that one." So it falls on basketball right now. So I watches him. When we go pick him up from school, we go play, and he don't want to finish the game. He don't want to practice his dribbling, and I watch documentaries and stories on people in the NBA, how they slept with their basketball, right?
Word.
But maybe he just likes it. It's not his passion.
It's not his
and
passion.
I'm speaking in the same with your daughters, right?
Word.
Maybe they like it. It's what keep them going during their lifetime, but it's not their passion. But maybe one day it becomes their passion. Like, ooh, I can really be successful at this one day and be financially stable, and it can take me places I never dreamed of going, right? So it takes time. We just have to push them to a certain extent. Some people push their kids all the way, and they do become successful. Some people don't, and they still become great, right? I don't know. It's all weird within themselves.
Yeah, it's a weird balance, and I try to point it out to the girls, especially for volleyball. I'm like, yo, this is a great tool. You know what I'm saying? You guys are good enough players that this could pay for your college education, because your grades are already, you're kicking ass with the grades already. So imagine you take the grades and you add a sport to that too. Schools are going to want you to come there. You know what I'm saying? You can get a full ride, you get a scholarship, all that. Look at it like that. Usually when I talk to them, I was like, this is me. Like, I'm like you from the future coming back to tell you, like, yo, it might sound like a lot of work right now, but if you do these things, if you take these steps, you'll make your life so much easier in the end.
And they have, your kids, they have so much potential, right? I'm gonna put everything. They have the look, they have the athletic build, right? They talented, they intelligent. They got everything. Like, they only person they gonna be against is themselves. They have their parents on their side. They in the right school. They were in the right, like, just do it.
The only drawback I would say right now is that they don't love anything. You know what I'm saying? They like some stuff, but they don't like love anything. I would say maybe Kira, you know, she enjoys drawing. She enjoys doing art, but I don't think she loves it.
It's not the passion.
It's not a passion. So they're still, you know, looking for their passion. And I'm like, even right now, while you're looking for your passion, just, you know, saying, get better at the things that you're currently doing.
Right.
And then when it's time to find your passion, like, doing things that you enjoy doing, I think leads you to your passion.
Yeah.
Because all it takes is being in that one place at that one time to see something, be like, oh, what is this about?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But do the things that you're doing now, and it'll take you there.
Yeah, it's like Mike Tyson. I watched him. He was saying how when he was young, he was being in this game. He was doing all this bad stuff. And then when he went to jail and he got out, he met that trainer, and he started having a passion for it. He was like, I want to be great. And then he had the people behind him saying, you are great. You're the next champion. You're the next champion. He said he really didn't believe it until something clicked in his head that I am the next champion. Right? And he became the youngest, and he was hungry. So it's the passion. I don't know where it comes from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, talking to Shawn, hey, cousin Kenny, good morning. Talking to Shawn, Shawn was like, you know, the best thing that you can do is be an example for them. And I really feel like KK and I do try to, because when we get passionate about something, like when we're all in on something, we go all in on something. Like, especially KK. KK goes above and beyond what she's supposed to do. And I don't know how much of that they see or observe so that they can utilize it for themselves. I can't take them on my gigs with me. You know what I'm saying? They can watch me do a live stream or something, but I don't know if it translates to how much I enjoy doing what I do. So I don't know, man. I don't know how to lead people to their passion. I think that would be an awesome gift to have,
Yeah,
is to help
yeah,
other people find their
yeah.
purpose in their passion. That would be awesome.
I think people can guide them, but I think it's within self though. I really believe that.
Word,
Like you gotta have it for yourself.
word.
To want to do something, like, oh man, this is what I'm gonna do. I don't care what obstacles that's gonna
Hmm.
get in the way. I'm gonna still do it. I don't care how many no's I get.
Word.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
it's that grunt. Like you, I hear that athletes they passionate about
Hmm.
basketball. It's they dribble. They always they moms calling them from outside because they just shooting. It's
Hmm.
raining. They don't care, right? It's what they love to do, and they want to be better at it.
Do you think you what? Do you think you have a passion for anything?
Porn. No, I'm just playing.
You ain't lying. Oh, your first answer response. You ain't lying. Uh,
No,
Mark was like,
no.
a lot of times it's trial and error. It is a lot. It is a lot of
Yeah,
trial and error,
absolutely.
and it's
I think so.
definitely you try out things and you see what sticks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
It's a
honestly,
lot of that.
I'm not gonna say my passion, but I found out later in my life because I never knew what me being the age that I am, never really had a passion I felt in my heart for anything. But when I started teaching preschool, that became a passion. I love kids. I
Word. That's
love
cool.
it. But I don't know if I shouldn't use the word passion because I'm not doing what I need to do to go to the next level of doing with something that I love to do, right?
Uh
Is it necessary to say that is that a passion or is something I really like to do? You know what I mean?
huh.
I don't know.
I think it's a mixture. I think it's a mixture of
Yeah,
both.
right. But that's something I really enjoy. And I miss it in
Word.
dearly. I really miss that. That's something that like when I see kids out and about. I just and it's such a magnet, right? Camille calls me a guru of children, right? Like
Word.
it's automatic. It's just a
Word.
blessing, and I love them. I love kids.
I'm a
So
I'm a I guess I'm a little bit different
right,
because I kind of have this same effect. I
right,
work really well with children, probably because I'm a big kid. That's probably why we
right,
connect with them so much, because we big kids,
right.
and we know how to get through to them without being all mean to them,
Hmm.
and still have fun with them.
Right.
But I run from that, say kind of
Yeah.
selfishly, because like, man,
Yeah.
I want to DJ, I want to make music, I don't want to spend
Yeah.
no time. But I know that if I invested my time into helping, children, it would
Right.
be, because that same thing like doing the high school nation tour. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody don't
Right.
connect with no high schoolers. We lame
Right.
in their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Connected with them every day, every morning. These
Mm-hmm.
kids don't know you from Adam. And
Mm-hmm.
middle schoolers and high schoolers, there's just a connection.
Mm-hmm.
DJ MD Beast, I hear you, Cheese, says that I'm good at medical billing and it's my business, but it's not my passion.
Right.
And that, yeah, there's a lot of that.
It's a lot of that,
There's
man.
a lot of that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, when's the last time I think like I had a job.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's been years.
Because don't that correlate, if I'm using the right word,
Mhm.
with your passion is with something. I lost my train of thought. It's something that is your dream, right?
Yeah.
Something that you want to do. It
Hmm.
all connects together. Like what do you want to do? What no, I'm sorry. What is your what is it when God says, like, okay, we all on this earth for a reason, right? Or for some
Uh-huh.
purpose. What
Yeah.
is your purpose? And I think that all comes together. Your passion, what are you here on this earth for? We
Word.
all here to serve, of course.
Yeah.
But what are we here, like what do God have us here for? Right? Like what is my purpose to live on this earth? Is it
Uh-huh.
just to be a father? Is it just to be a husband, right? Or a
Word.
provider? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or to
yeah.
do something other than that, to save lives. Not as a Christian save lives, or be a doctor, or whatever it may mean, or
Yeah,
be
yeah.
a counselor, like how your boy we're gonna have on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I always think about that. Like, God, what am I here for? Am I serving my purpose in life? You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? I always think about that, and it really hits my heart sometimes. Like, and maybe it is children, right? It could be that.
And that's I mean, it might be. Good morning, Aunt Christy. Good morning, Erica.
Hey, Auntie.
Unique's girls in the building. Hey, KK. I'm texting you right now too, KK. I'm a little bit pissed because you had to pay for this Baller TV thing where they show the volleyball game, and they've already started playing, and they're not streaming it. Like, why did I pay for this if they're not gonna? This is whack.
This is whack.
Man, that's whack. I was excited about streaming the girls' volleyball games. So, ladies and gentlemen, KK's not going to be on the stream with us this morning. She's at our girls' volleyball tournament, and I'm not streaming the thing yet. This is whack. Hold on. Like she said, we're going to have Shawn Antonio back on the show today. Excited to have him. He's got something planned for us for this June. And we're going to talk about also coming out of quarantine and what does that look like? Quarantine. What does it look like coming out of quarantine after being locked down for a year? What does it look like? Because I've been playing at La Descarga for a couple weeks now, and you would never think that there was a pandemic.
Right.
I guess folks is just glad to be back outside again.
Right. Are we gonna do our intro? Where we at? It's 9:13.
I'll play it. Yeah, hold on. This is for Aunt Christy. You know we can't do it without Aunt Christy being in the building since she's here now.
Party people. Cheesy. Unique.
Yo. What's up? Yo, it's Unique and Cheese. Here we go. It's Unique and Cheese. Let's start the show. It's Unique and Cheese. Here we go. It's Unique and Cheese. Let's start the show.
That was cool, right?
I think I found it. So I'm gonna put this on the screen while we do some of our stories. Until Shawn Antonio comes and joins us.
Shawn Antonio.
The girls are playing in a volleyball tournament right now.
Is this them playing, or is this another team?
No, well, they got the camera set up. That's the team that they're playing against.
Oh,
There's Quinn. Quinn just ran across. She's going up for the block. And
which
that landed.
one is
I think that landed in bounds. They're the team on the other side, not the green team.
Okay.
They're the team that's on the other side.
Gotcha.
Hold on. I'm trying to figure out a best way to. All right, here we go. Let me grab my stories.
That's a proud daddy, boy.
Yeah, I hate that I have to miss it because since it started this morning, and we still have Quay. I'll be so glad when he get his driver's license. He gets his driver's license next week.
Oh, cool. Do we know what car he wants?
No, easy now. Let's but I can't wait to get him a car. So once again, their team is Imua. They're not the team in green. They're the team in blue. Usually I'm there screaming like a maniac for the game. We're those parents. We're the parents that's on the side like, come on, get the ball, let's go, girls, blah, 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 blah. Like we're so much like that sometimes it's frustrating seeing the other parents who just sit there like.
How many games do they play in this tournament today, or just one?
It's probably 3 games today. 3 games per day, and they play today, tomorrow, and Sunday.
Oh, I know they'd be tired.
They should be. So right now they're getting whooped as 4-0. They lost the first match.
And who is this team they playing? Are they from Vegas or another place?
I don't know. They can be from Mars, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not sure. Anyway, so one of the things that me and Cheese were going to touch on a little bit before we went live is, man, there is different levels to life. And some of these levels of life, you know what I'm saying, seem astronomical. They haven't said it officially yet, but they're saying that the owner of a brand new $28 million Rolls Royce boat tail is Jay-Z and Beyonce. This is the world's most expensive car. Could you imagine paying $28 million for a car. There's levels. There's different levels to life. Not only that, in Hong Kong, in one of the most expensive places that you can live in Hong Kong, somebody paid $1.3 million for their parking spot.
What?
Could you imagine paying $1.3 million for a parking spot? Which means you don't want.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Why would they pay that for?
Because that, you know how sometimes if you live in an apartment building, they put that on your like it's one of the things you have to pay for. You pay for your parking.
Yeah.
It's that because this is like a super luxury high rise.
So it's not just an average parking spot.
It is not just an average parking spot.
It's like a big old wing, something of a where planes go in, like they can put their collection.
I don't know 100%, but I would say kind of yeah. Okay, so a parking spot at Ultra Lux Mount Nicholson development in Hong Kong has been sold to an unidentified buyer for eye-popping $1.3 million or about $9,500 per square foot.
That's crazy.
I don't know the math on that on how big that is, but you know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
That's crazy, bro.
Aunt Chris said she wanted Vanessa to play volleyball, but I guess she didn't play.
Oh, she's the right height and size and everything for that too. I can see that because she's tall like your daughters.
Word. DJ MJB says Charvette, who's a friend of ours who we worked with at Prudential Healthcare, said her nephew who plays for the Orlando Magic had his Lambo stolen and totaled the other day. I guess that's also the benefit of having a $1.3 million parking spot. I don't think nobody's going to steal your car from that $1.3 million parking spot. That's just something that I would imagine should not ever happen.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you got money to afford a Lambo, I'm pretty sure you got great insurance on it, so that it's going to be recovered and
Word. It's just at the end of the day, you can say it's just a car, but man, that's crazy how somebody steal your Lambo. Don't be stealing my Lambo. Victor Orlando's in the building. What's up, Victor Orlando? Shout out to Victor too. Last week he played with Morris Day in the Time. I'm like, turn up. I would love to go see Morris Day in the Time. Oh my gosh. Man. Oh, so so Club Quarantine, the thing that what's his name? D Nice, the thing that D Nice does on Instagram. Mm-hmm. So this is how big it got. He is having a concert at the Hollywood Bowl in August. I would recommend if you want to go, get your tickets. It's going to be basically D Nice and friends. The Isley Brothers going to be there. Common's going to be there. I got to get the list of the other artists, but I think that's incredible that brand that they built online on Instagram during COVID time has flourished like this, so that they're throwing a concert now at the Hollywood Bowl. Incredible. So big shout out to D Nice. We'll get it, Quinn. Oh.
Call me D Nice.
It is insane. Eunice Girl said instead of a GoFundMe, we should call the Carters. I mean, don't you wish you could do that? Like, hey man, y'all just paid $28 million for a car, man. Let me hold something. Like, let me, you know what I'm saying? Even though I don't want to tell nobody. I don't want to tell nobody how to spend their money. I would never want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because even if you got billions of dollars, let's say you and Camille got millions of dollars, I can't be in your pocket. If you want to pay for, $2,000 shoes, I'd have no right to tell you that you can't purchase $2,000 shoes.
Yeah.
So to each their own. Turn up. Chrissy, you going to the me and KK got our tickets to Club Quarantine.
Are you going? Where your seats
going.
at?
Like in the parking lot almost. Because by the time that I found out about it, I went to go get the tickets and it was like, you know how you put in for the best seats available? Mm-hmm. It was up in the cut. Now you can't be that close. But I like the people in the back. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes the people who have the money to pay for the most expensive things aren't the most fun people. It's the hardworking people that, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I paid $30 for these tickets. I'm getting my $30 worth. I want to be around them in a concert because they up singing, they dancing. You know what I'm saying? We sharing wine and stuff like they do at the Hollywood Bowl. That to me, that's more fun. The seats aren't amazing, but the vibe is amazing.
That's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be fun. I need to. I'll pull up the lineup of the people who's gonna be there. But it's going. Aunt Christy, do you know off the top of your head who's the rest of the people who's gonna be there? Because it's a pretty crazy lineup. It's gonna be dope. Oh well, thank you, DJ MJ Beats. I would love to have a live hot lunch show one day. It'd be awesome. Okay, going down these line of stories real quick. Okay. Oh, I got a question. So I don't really get into like the rumor stuff. I don't really care about that. My question is, can you get back with an ex? Because you see, like the Jennifer Lopez and the Ben Afflecks is about, you know what I'm saying, they back together knocking a nookie. It's assumed. Mm-hmm. So did they really? What happened in Emma? And I already said Isley Brothers in common on Chris. Give me the other people that I didn't say. But for Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, like is it almost just like they took a break for a little while and now they just got back together again? Does that annul everything that happened in between? Does that mean that they always had feelings for each other this entire time while they were with other people? How does that work? Can you get back with your ex?
It depends on the situation, right? It depends on how you broke up with that person, right? And sometimes people still love people, and then they be like, you know what? I don't think you're right for me in this time of my life. And sometimes they come back. You know what I mean? Hey man, if you ain't hurt nobody, man, hey man, do your thing. I feel Ben. I've seen pictures of J-Lo. Every year she get better. She like some fine wine. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, let's say this, and then I'll go back to the Club Quarantine concert artist, because I told KK in advance, if Deborah Cox come on that stage and she sings Nobody's Supposed to Be Here, I'm going in with her. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be up. I gotta be loud. I gotta sing that with her. That's one of my favorite songs by Deborah Cox. So that's gonna be crazy.
You say Cox again?
Cox. So, okay, so think about this. What if, okay, let's say you dating J-Lo and you find out she's one of the nastiest people on earth, like whatever the freakiest things that you can think of, that's what she's into. Do it not bother you at all to have her come back knowing that she was doing the same nasty things that she was doing with you, with the other people? Like, are you just like, well, wash your face off, baby, it's okay now?
But that's not necessarily true. Certain people bring out the nasty in the next person, right? Word. She might not do the same thing with Joe that she did with Eric. You know what I mean?
But the question is though, what if that was just her MO? Her MO is that she just does nasty things. You know what I'm saying? So you know that when you get her back, that, you know what I'm saying, she's been doing nasty things with everybody else too. That don't taint it a little bit? Or are you just happy that you're getting the nasty now?
I don't know, brother.
He's scared to answer. I wouldn't mind seeing Carl Thomas either. I guess he's gonna do the Wish song. I don't know what else he has. Sheila E. Oh my gosh, when she does Glamorous Life, I'm popping my thing. Trey Songz is cool. He gonna come on stage and make me want to do push-ups and sit-ups probably. Who's Erica Campbell? I don't know who Erica Campbell is.
It's Erica Bonet's sister.
That took you too long. A. Marie. Okay, I like A. Marie. That's
she
cool.
only had one song.
Yep. So we'll go. Shep wrote that song by Deborah Cox. He wrote it while I was in a cruise with him. He wanted Patti LaBelle to sing it. She turned it down. You know what? I'm kind of glad that Patti LaBelle, I don't know. How would Patti LaBelle sound singing that song? Wow.
Yeah. I think the universe have its funny way of doing things in the right way. Right? Like,
yeah.
Deborah Cox, who else can sing that but her? You know what I mean?
Patti LaBelle. Ooh, good hit. Let's go with Mua. Oh, from Mary Mary. Oh, okay. Thank you, DJ MJ Beats. That makes sense. Okay. Crazy story. And coming out of India. Did you hear the story out of India about the man and the woman who were about to get married? And the woman died of a heart attack, and then she was replaced with her sister, like on the spot.
Good for him. Not me.
Is it good for him? Because what if the sister was the one you really wanted to be with, and then she dies, and now it's almost like on Color Purple When Mr. came, Mr. didn't come for Celie. He came for Nettie. You know what I'm saying? But he had to leave with Celie and a cow. They had to throw that cow in there in order for him to want to be with Celie.
But I think they are arranged marriages anyway, so I don't think he knew the other daughter, the other sister. You know what I'm saying? I think
maybe.
they just pushed into a marriages. If I'm not mistaken.
No, well, let me tell a story then. It said in a series of unfortunate events, a groom married the sister of the bride after she collapsed and died early in the wedding ceremony. The incident happened in Uttar Pradesh, India, when a woman named Sarabi and a man named Mangesh Kumar were trying to tie the knot in a Hindu ceremony on May 27. During Jamala, the exchanging of garlands by the bride and the groom in an Indian wedding, Sarabi collapsed and a doctor was called to treat her after she suffered a heart attack. I want to know how old she was. That's kind of crazy for that young person to just have a heart attack. In India, the majority of marriages are arranged. It's estimated 90%. So Radha Patel, founder of the South Asian matchmaking site Single in Shadi, said it's likely the families arranged for the sister to marry the groom because they wanted to keep it in the family. I guess. So kind of what you're saying, like it was an arranged marriage. They already had it locked down for him to be with her. She died. It's like, well, don't worry about it. We have other daughters. Like,
could you imagine though? Like that's why I said good for him. Like imagine like she was bad, but the younger sister was bad. Like he like hell yeah. You know
I would imagine he would originally gone for the younger sister first. If she's bad, you know what I'm saying?
But because I think the parents gotta push it.
Yeah. Oh man, that's sad. I don't know. I wouldn't even know how to act in that situation. How would you act?
Could you imagine when like 4 years from now and they get in an argument, he'd be like, I should have why did your sister die?
Way better than you. This curry don't taste right. This curry ain't been good since your sister died. I'm just kidding.
Ooh, that's horrible. That's terrible.
That is horrible.
Terrible.
That is horrible.
Can we no, go ahead. Don't worry about it.
No, say it.
I don't want to talk about it. Go ahead.
This is the platform to talk about it.
No,
Cheese.
Pepperoni and bologna sandwiches.
All right, you are lame this morning. I can't wait for Shawn to come on here.
Ooh, Shawn Wayne's.
One of my biggest arch nemesis on this planet are the people who put your luggage on board on an airplane. I just have you ever watched them do what they do?
They mean with it.
It's so disrespectful with your stuff. So this week, a lady posted a video on TikTok. So it was two friends, both of them wheelchair bound. They were having a girls trip together, and they flew Delta. So they parked their cars, and then they did the flight, got to where they needed to go. As soon as she sat down in her chair, she started crying because she knew that it was broken. Like the back part was broken. One of the wheels were broken. So that's why her friend immediately grabbed her phone and started recording and put it on TikTok. And the lady says, crying and pleading with the people like, yo, these are my legs. You know what I'm saying?
Dude. Come on,
this is how I get around. And you guys destroyed my leg. Oh, shout out to Amua. They lost.
Oh, that's your daughter's team?
Yeah.
Oh,
they lost. Hopefully they can bounce back in the next game. My assumption is that they were the number 4 team, and the team they play was probably the number 1 team. That's usually how they do it, ranking wise. So hopefully they can bounce back from that. But yeah, so that's so disrespectful and that's so ugly that what I'm saying. How do you don't care about somebody's legs, basically?
And how do you break a chair? That means you was being careless, like certain 100%. Things my son do, like when he spilled water, I'm like, okay, that was an accident. But certain times he spilled water, I'm like, wait a minute, what could you did to prevent that? Like come on, brother. Like that's like that. Like, come on.
A lot of times with stuff like that, it's like you were watching TV, you were watching your device, you were doing everything but paying attention to what you were supposed to be doing.
Absolutely.
With these grown adults, I really feel like it's the disrespect and the lack of concern, and it ain't my chair, same type of mentality. So I can just toss it, throw it, make it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man, that sucks. So in a sense, I got to give Delta the wash your ass and brush your teeth.
They should get it.
Because that's those are her legs,
and they need to compensate her
They
for
need
her
to
share.
compensate her.
They need to do it like ASAP. Like she
Word.
shouldn't even have to go back home to, to
100%.
do that. It needs to be right away while she's on
100%.
her trip.
Because Delta said they apologized and they're conducting a full investigation. But I don't trust it when they say they're doing a full investigation. That's just now paperwork, you know what I'm saying, stacked somewhere. And it's crazy. It's like you're going to get the runaround.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to give her the roll around, which sucks even more. That's just disrespectful. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Okay, one thing I want to talk about with Shawn Antonio, and I want to know kind of what you think about it too when we talk about it with him. Why, as straight men, do you think it's hard for them to say "I love you" to their fellow man?
Say that. Wait, I got a joke out of that. You said straight man is hard. Yeah. Go ahead.
When you talk to your homies, like if you talking to Jair on the phone or something like that, when you guys hang up, you be like, "All right, love you, bro," and then hang up.
I used to have an issue with that, right? When I was younger, kind of. It was kind of uncomfortable. It was like trying to put you never put the wrong thing in a socket and it just don't feel comfortable. That's how I felt. But as I become older and you know what I mean, open up to my heart and who I am.
Word.
It's not bad. It's not hard for me. But certain people, I think I'd be uncomfortable. Like if I tell you, brother, I love you. I mean, it doesn't feel uncomfortable coming because that's how you really feel about someone. You know, it should be organic.
Yeah, should be organic. I don't know why. I don't know what my particular block is, but it still makes me uncomfortable.
Really?
It does. Tell me. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
Tell me.
No, I don't want to.
Let but my love. That's why it's uncomfortable because I'm a play man.
And then what's cool is that because the universe keeps putting people in my life that say it often. You know what I'm saying? Shawn says it a lot. KG says it a lot.
You lucky.
And sometimes I'll say it back, but I feel myself like I mean it. Not that I don't mean it, because I do mean it, but it just I feel like a hot flash come over my body kind of sometimes when people say it. I'll be like,
"Oh, you're weird."
Yeah, I don't know what the block is, but I don't like it.
Did your dad ever tell you he loves you? Maybe that's
that
what
nigga. That you said hi. What do you mean I love you?
Okay, being honest, that's where it comes from.
Probably
too. If you don't have a male person who have infection. And you don't have that same feeling, right? I grew up in an environment that same way too. My dad, I could never remember my dad ever telling me he loved me. I could never remember him really being there in my life. So that's what it is, right? If you don't have that type of infection in your life that you're used to, when you become a man, you're not comfortable saying it, right?
Word. True that. I agree with that 100%. And the story said in 2019, in a 2019 survey of 1,000 Americans by GQ magazine, 97% acknowledged that expectations for male behavior had changed in the past decade, but fewer than half of the male respondents were comfortable with it. So everyone knows that it's changing. You know what I'm saying? Because we grew up in the environment punching your chest. Hey, be tough, homie. You know what I'm saying? We don't cry. Absolutely. You got to be. You know what I'm saying? Come on, quick, cuz. Like everybody had to be a gangster. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yes, as time goes on, we were learning that it's okay to have feelings and emotions and all these things. But like myself, a lot of men are still struggling with connecting with that part of them to feel comfortable. Right. Also, in that same story says, for many men, the contempt began as boys. In a study published in the Journal for Child Development, middle school boys said that talking about their problems is weird, uncomfortable, and a waste of time. Meanwhile, an Irish study found that emotionally distressed young men desperately wanted closer social connections and support from family members and friends, but they feared being judged as emotionally vulnerable, weak, and unmasculine. Our emotional suppression could even be killing us. When you don't talk about your feelings, you risk death from any cause increased by 35%. From cancer, well, you can increase cancer by 70% by holding in your problems when you don't talk about it.
Whoa,
that's scary.
Wow.
It says,
Do you hug your friends?
Yeah. I got a problem with like physical emotion, hugging and stuff like that. I got no problem with that, especially like somebody that you like. A good hug is cool. I respect that.
And we were playing basketball outside, and I had my shirt off, and I fell, and then I get up, and we continue playing, but I got rocks on my chest. Would you because you know how the rocks get on there because I'm sweaty. Word. Would you take them off from my chest for me?
Not only would I do that, I would hold you like a baby, and I would blow the rocks off your chest like. Shout out to DJ The Force. I'm a friend.
That's a friend.
I would look out for you.
That's right. You should.
Yeah.
Where am I put your thumb or your fingers like this? I like
all of them. I got to give you the whole finger treatment. I'm not
big hands.
I'm gonna get all the rocks off with 3 swipes. Blah blah blah. Ooh. Get the rocks. DJ MJB says. MJB says, I think the older we get and realize how close to the end we get, we start saying I love you more because Absolutely. You never know.
Yeah.
True that. What else we got? Michelle said I can do that. What's up, Michelle? How you doing? Good morning. Erica said there's a book called Man Enough, Undefining My Masculinity by Justin Boldani. Talks a lot about this. Was that a good book, Erica? Hope it was a good book. Shout out to the Force.
I think in our community we need more avenues like that. These books that our guests are talking about, because a lot of violence kind of coordinates with all of what we're talking about. Like
100%.
Like why he look at me like that? Or why is he talking to me crazy? Instead of us kind of taking a look and say maybe he's having issues in his personal life. Maybe I can help him, right? Or the gang violence, everything. Like it's always been tough being a man. I gotta show you. You know what I mean? Like no, you don't.
Yeah.
No.
It was I saw a Jay-Z interview a while ago, and he said that similar thing. Like, you know what I'm saying, how we really in the community have mental health issues, and a lot of it, especially from the hood, it's PTSD. When you see violence going down all around you, it's almost like you have to put your guard up. You have to be tough. And he spoke about how, you know, if somebody looks at somebody, you know what I'm saying, they're not like, if you me mugging at me, I'm more, it's my insecurity that's going to make me try to attack you, because I'm like, why is he looking at me? Maybe he sees the real me, and the real me is broken and damaged and hurt, and I don't want you to see the real me. So now I need to confront you to be like, hey, son, did you look at the real me? Don't be telling nobody what the real me looks like, cuz. You know what I'm saying? So it's very dangerous. So that's why I really have to look in the mirror for myself, for someone who didn't grow up in the hood. I didn't grow up in an environment where I had to be tough all the time. Like, you know, brother, what? But I still came out the other end a little hard-hearted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cheese, will you melt the ice on my heart? I need you to melt the ice on my heart.
I melt it.
It's hot. Erica said, yes, he talks about what it means to be a man and man enough, how society forces you to be someone you're not instead of human. Right. Very, very. And I like to read this book because I want to know what the balance is, because it seems like to be a whole big, gigantic, fight. Talk about male toxicity. They're saying like masculinity is toxic. Now, are there people who use their masculinity as an advantage? Yes, that does happen. But I don't think there should be an attack on men being men. We can add the vulnerability to it, but there is still a toughness that I think that we should carry and walk around with. Like, we can't just walk around and break down and cry at every opportunity. Some of the things we do have to tackle head on logically and not emotionally. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we can take emotion into everything. We never get anything done.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I don't know. Erica said he has great reviews too. The book is written for men, by men, menin. He has a TED Talk on it too. I haven't seen a good TED Talk in a long time. I have to watch. DJ The Force said he has the complete package. Go ahead, Miss E. That's not what he says, but yeah. But you do have to be the complete package. And I'm not saying it's impossible to be, but I think it is being a lot to ask of men to be strong, be vulnerable, be a protector, be compassionate. Like, good luck, man. Did you see that Naomi Osaka withdrew from the French Open?
Yeah, and I have something to say about that. I felt like, okay, go ahead, finish the story. I apologize.
No, whatever you're about to say, I was probably about to agree with it too. So Naomi Osaka has withdrawn from the French Open, announcing Monday on social media that she will take some time away from the court. Osaka revealed that she has been experiencing depression and anxiety since winning her first major back in 2018. She apologized to any media members she had impacted with her decision. She said, "I am not a natural public speaker and get huge waves of anxiety before I speak to the world's media. I get really nervous and find it stressful to always try to engage and give the media the best answers that I can." After Osaka's announcement, it sparked much debate in the tennis world because some people like Rafael Nadal and Ash Barty, they say like, well, we see what you're saying, but it's a part of the job to speak with the reporters. Because after she skipped the first one and was fined $15,000, the other champion, the other tournaments was like, hey, be happy it was just $15,000. If you skip the media on these, it might be even worse. So I kind of understand why she would step down, because now being I'm on the outside looking in. I don't play no sports. I don't do any of that. But I don't see the importance of having to speak with the media. What does that have to do with you doing the best that you can? Why can't I talk to you when this is all said and done? Why do I need that? Could you imagine you're passionately playing for something and either you win or you lose? Now you want to sit down and talk about it too? Like, give me a second to.
I come at it at kind of a different angle. Maybe you agree or disagree. First of all, when you're a sports figure, right? It's part of the job, right? To speak. I get that. But when someone's telling you that they're having challenges mentally, right? I always look at it and play the race card, right? Because this is what happens, right? They go, we need you to talk. No, you need to speak. But when we're talking about things that's conscious or are political about our community, it's like shut up and dribble, right? So we get that, but then now it's like, no, and I want you to talk. You need to talk. I don't care what you're going through. Talk. And that's how I felt like we pay you, right? And that's what they not sensitive to her needs and what the challenges that she's going through. And how dare you find a young lady who everyone knows that she's very shy. They said when Venus Serena in the same room with her, she wouldn't even talk to her because she was so shy, and she made herself be busy so she wouldn't communicate with the girl who she idolized. So she has a challenge, which we all have challenges and things in life, and we should be more understanding and concerned with her challenges. Why do you find someone for having a challenge? How dare you?
Now, question coming up: should that be a part of the prerequisite while you're training to improve your game? Should you also have media training? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it, I think it would be cool to have media training, but I don't understand why it's imperative that they have to speak with the media. You know what I'm saying?
I think the NBA, they have classes for that, for how to answer the questions from someone's asking you or what have you, to be more what is it? Your dialogue be more clear and focus on right. So I think they do have that to a certain extent in certain sports.
And I think it's good to have that, but like what DJ MJ Beats is saying, it's like they should come up with a resolution. Maybe there is one or two reporters she could be comfortable with. The French Open, they were being real douche cannons, and I think that changes the whole dynamic of it. Because there's a way to ask questions like, oh, you played really good today. It was amazing, blah, 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 blah. And you know what I'm saying? You're having a good dialogue. But when your intentions are to try to get to the root or something, you're trying to find out something, you're trying to dig something up. Who wants to talk to anybody like that?
Yeah.
And I would hate to have a conversation with somebody. And the whole point of your conversation is to try to trip me up. That's dumb.
And certain people are they don't mind doing interviews. They can
Word.
speak in 10 different languages. They
Yeah.
don't care.
Word.
Even if they win or lose, it doesn't matter to them. They're vocal like that. Certain people are not vocal like that. We are made
Word.
different.
We
and
are.
people, we have to be understanding and sensitive to other people's needs. And like, you can't be sensitive when you want to be sensitive. Hell,
Word.
man, hell.
Yeah.
So
Michelle, I agree that I can see it being as part of the job, but you know what I'm saying? And I would really fault the media if they're not being compassionate people. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're just trying to dig up something or get controversy or get a headline or any of those things, then to me, that's not part of the job. That's not part of the job for her to try to deflect everything and try to keep the focus on tennis. And because I do feel like if she only had to talk about the game that she played just right now, maybe it wouldn't be so hard to, you know what I'm saying? Because it's real easy to answer facts, but it is more difficult to talk about how you feel about something or a situation. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
So as much as I want to say, huh?
Oh, that's my niece, Niecy, I think.
Oh, hi, Niecy.
Yeah, I didn't know that was her.
As much as I want to say that it's just part of the job, I don't know, man. I think the media goes too far sometimes.
Right.
And I can't treat them like they're imperative. To me, they're not. I don't want to say not important. Everybody has their position and they do what they do.
Mm-hmm.
But to make somebody have to talk to you, you know what I'm saying? It should be a pleasure. Right. I like what DJ MJB said. There should be one or two she's comfortable with. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, get a relationship, have a rapport.
Yeah.
And then do it. I don't know. So shout out to Osaka. I hope she takes the time out and get her mind right.
Absolutely. But they pressured her to like say, hey, I'm gonna just not do it. And she probably spent her whole year training to get to where she was at. You know what I mean?
Word.
Like, that's terrible, man. Shame on y'all.
Shame on you. Shame on you. Shameless. Who was the football player? And for the long time, I think he played for the Seahawks. And forever, he would never do the interviews. Like, he would be there, but he would just sit there and not say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I know DJ MJ Beast knows. What was his name? I think he was the running back. Who was the running back for?
I know who you're talking about. He had dreads. He's from LA too, I think.
Yeah.
He was like
Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn.
I respected Marshawn Lynch. Like, okay, y'all want me to do it? I'll do it. How much time I gotta sit here? Okay.
He kept saying the same thing over and over.
Yeah. I'm only here so I don't get fined. That's beautiful. I think that's awesome.
Right? I teach you.
I bet he made them so mad too. Oh, here he think who he think he is.
Hey.
I bet that's like in the the Master's Dictionary, like who they think they are.
He did that with the Seahawks too. I think that was the Seahawks.
The Seahawks, yes.
Yeah.
That was funny. Explain why you lost. Shoot, Lakers need to explain what happened. The Lakers just got whooped. What do you mean? Ain't nothing to it. Anthony Davis is a dainty fawn. He breaks too easy.
I'm not here to ridicule him. I think what it is, we all prone to injuries. He got hurt. They won last year. You can't win every year. Challenges and things happen. But what I do say, I can't stand when Laker fans want to talk crap about the Clippers and say, oh, they don't have excuses. Well, honestly, you don't have excuses neither. Injuries happen. Things happen. You should still find a way to win. You didn't win. It is what it is. Do I think we're going to win tonight? I don't know. I hope so. You know what I'm saying? But I just trip on how the Lakers, they so
what's up, Vern?
Against the Clippers for some reason.
Sorry, Vern.
You know what I mean? And how dare them to build an arena where the Forum was? They're never. We're not saying we are.
The Clippers about to get their own house?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, word.
Yeah. We tear down. I don't know if it's still in litigation, but I'm pretty sure we're supposed to be tearing down the Forum
or whatever
and build our own arena. I don't know how that's going over there. So.
Word.
Yeah,
I guess Aunt Chrissy doesn't like the Clippers. Jeez.
And that's fine.
You know what? I don't know how far Dallas will go, but Lucas, man, I'm telling you, man, I try to hate on him at first. I cannot hate on that dude, man. He is that good.
But the thing, I'm a Clipper fan. The thing is, that you cannot have your offense going through Paul George. He haven't won any championships. The offense needs to go through my boy Kawhi Leonard. I don't understand why the offense is going through them. I don't know if it's because of the coach is afraid because these are two stars, right? And you want to cater to one, and that's why I think my boy is not going to come back next year. Because the thing is, because the thing is, you can't give him the ball in the end and expect him to save the day, and he shoots 2 air ball 3-pointers. He needs to have the offense. He needs to have the green light at all time, and that's what it is, man. So we'll see. We'll see. Now, I would love for us to win and go to the finals. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. But that dude, that white boy, Luka,
he's no joke.
You can't have. It's like he coming to your neighborhood talking crap. He talking
and backing it up,
dude,
and backing all of it up. It's so funny when I watch him play, like just watching it on TV. It looks slow what he's doing.
It is slow.
And I'm just like, why can't y'all guard that? Like you can see what he about to do, but he's just that good.
But DJ Unique, they said the same, and I hate to put them together because they two white boys, but it's their game is kind of similar. Bird was like that.
Oh, Larry Bird.
No, Bird played
was
slow.
Super slow, but it was effective.
He kills though.
Yeah.
He be passing like that. Like it's like he's thinking before he does it. Like. And then it's like, what the hell?
Even his fadeaways be like,
yeah, right. It's so slow, but it's
wet.
He got it though, dude. He
Jeez,
got it.
Aunt Chrissy don't like Kawhi either. I mean, tell us how you really feel, Aunt Chrissy. Oh my goodness gracious.
Well, I like Kawhi. I never said that's my guy.
I know. I'm just she don't like him. I said
Calm
no.
Down. She hurting because they lost, honey. You won. You go shine y'all rings. Go get out of here. Leave me alone.
What if Kawhi went to the Lakers?
Then I would dislike him like I did with LeBron. and
no matter who puts the purple and gold on.
Yeah. It can be Camille. Camille be like, I'm a Laker. Like,
divorce.
Yeah, it gotta go. We ain't gonna work out.
We can get back together once your contract is up. But until then, I'm gonna need you to. I'll keep custody of 7.
Right.
We got about 5 minutes. We got about 5 minutes to the one and only Shawn Antonio joins us here on the panel. Man, I got to do another wash your ass, brush your teeth. This is ugly. Okay, this wash your ass and brush your teeth is going to this lady, the former CEO of Make-A-Wish, Iowa, has admitted to embezzling $41,000 from the charity that grants wishes to children with cancer and other serious illnesses. On Thursday, Jennifer Woodley, 40, entered a guilty plea in writing online court records show. The mother of 2, she got kids. She pleaded guilty to 2 felony counts of first-degree theft and 1 felony count of fraudulent practices. So Jennifer Woodley admitted to giving herself unapproved bonuses and salary increases and charging thousands of dollars to the foundation credit card for personal expenses.
That's terrible.
Woodley, who became CEO and president in 2019, admitted to giving herself an unapproved bonus and salary increases, charge, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I read that twice. So it's like, you get to wash your ass and brush your teeth because, come on, man, this is for the babies. This is for the children. This is to help children, you know what I'm saying, have their wish before they tap out and leave Earth. And you like, I need to get that Gucci bag instead. Come on, Jennifer.
You think it started like that? Like she was online and she was like shopping and she was like, dang, this purse is like $3,000. I'm gonna do it one time. And she got greedy.
And she got greedy.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Dang, dude. It can get like that. That's what I would tell him. Like I remember my boss when he gave me his credit card, I said, I'm gonna give you back your credit card.
Word.
And I'm gonna give you the receipt because I don't want that. I don't want that on me.
It's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, it's too much.
But yes and no. Because if you're not a thief, you're not gonna steal.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I'm saying?
Right, you're right.
So I imagine she probably started out, I guess, you know, I don't know, man. That's kind of quick in the game. She just started there in 2019.
So she was a born thief.
She was a born thief. You 40 years old.
Yeah,
so she was getting the donations like, 1 for you, 1, 2 for me. 2 for you, 1, 2, 3 for me. It's like, come on, man. Baron said, she said, I need some wishes granted too. That's crazy. Oh, Chrissy said, that's why I have a problem with donations, because very seldom do they use that money for what it's for. Right. I mean, the one of the biggest prime examples of that, all the money that was raised for Haiti, what happened to all the Haiti money? Because Haiti is still a shithole of a country, you know what I'm saying? Not the people, but the infrastructure of the place is still terrible. What happened to the billions of dollars that was raised in the name of Haiti?
I know, man.
It's ugly. Chris said a lot of them do it, but they don't get caught. It's crazy, man. Yeah. How much does it do? I feel like some charities are cover-ups for personal expenses. They really, really are.
That's all it is.
And Varian, it's sad because, you know what I'm saying, especially when you give to a donation out of the kindness of your heart, because you're like, you know what I'm saying, I really want to help and I really want, you know what I'm saying, to help improve. And then here you find out your money's going to buy somebody some new shoes or a new car or to build a porch at their house, or, you know what I'm saying?
But I think that's on their conscience, though. I think God is still blessed the giver. You know what I mean? He's still going to bless you. Word. But the thing is that the people who's doing that, shame on them. Shame on them. You know, basically.
DJ MJB says there were a lot of people in charge that did funny stuff with the money. Just Make a Wish. Are you talking about DJ MJ Beats or other things also? And yes, Michelle, when you do donate, you can get a tax write-off. Of course, get you an LLC, write everything off, turn up.
Right.
DJ MJB said our church had to stop donating to Haiti because they weren't doing what they were supposed to do. That sucks. That sucks, man. It's like, come on, man. We just want to help, and he won't allow us to help. That's so ugly. Varian says horrible. I think Wyclef definitely dropped the ball on the fundraising for Haiti. I think Wyclef probably was the face of it since he's the most popular Haitian. But, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he was in the office watching the paperwork and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I just think when people start seeing money, their eyes get real big.
They do.
Same way, man. Like somebody who like eating food. When the food start coming out, your eyes start getting big. Do you need to eat all that? You don't need to eat all that, but your eyes get all big, and you just want some of it too.
That's like ministers. They do the same thing. The people who's supposed to be doing this for the Lord's work, and they get greedy, man. And they be like, he got a plane. Why I can't have a plane?
Now, the Lord don't want me to fly commercial no more. I spoke to the Lord directly, and the Lord Jesus said, you need a private jet. Why you don't have a private jet? If he can have a private jet, why can't you need to? If Jay-Z can have a private jet, he ain't Hove. You know the real Hove. Amen.
What is it again? A private what?
Private jet.
Say it like how you said it.
Private jet.
I love how you say private jet.
You're so stupid. Let's bring in Mr. Shawn Antonio. It must be the first Friday of the month. Turn all the way up. Mr. Shawn Antonio.
Hello.
What's up, brother?
What's up, Big Sean? How you doing, brother?
What's happening, Cheese? Great
right
to
on,
see you.
Right on, brother.
KK's not with us this morning. She's with our daughters at a volleyball tournament, but she hopefully can try to watch online. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I heard about this weekend. This weekend's gonna be crazy out in Vegas for them, huh? You excited?
I hope so. I hope so. They didn't do too well in the first match. You know what I'm saying? They got to shake off the cobwebs a little bit, but I don't know. No excuses, but they didn't win.
Are you that dad? Are you that dad that's freaking out in the sidelines, like, oh, side out? You that guy?
All day.
Yeah.
All day. That's me and KK. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but so sometimes I'm a Gemini with it too, because other games, like I'll sit and I'll quietly watch and I will cheer in my head. You know what I'm saying? And I'm cheering in my head. I'm like, if I stay still and I stay quiet, you know what I'm saying, then maybe they'll start doing better. And sometimes it works.
Hey,
sometimes the internal cheering works, but 9 times out of 10, I find me and KK have to be the ones on the sideline doing that because a lot of the other parents don't do it.
Dude, I'm a volleyball fanatic, so I totally get it. Get it. Hey, by the way, does everybody know on the show that next week somebody's birthday is happening? Does everybody know next Thursday is your birthday?
Well, they know now.
They know now.
They know now.
It's Unique's birthday next Thursday.
Turn up. And it was your birthday, what, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago?
It was May 21st. Yeah, May 21st. 2 weeks ago. I turned 47.
Turn up.
Dude,
Damn, you make 47 look good.
Thank you, sir. Here's 47. This is what it looks like. Yep.
A bacon egg sandwich.
Yeah, man. So I was in Vegas for it. Vegas is different during the pandemic. It still has the Vegas energy, but it's definitely different. But being that Friday, May 21st in Vegas for my actual birthday was one of the epic moments, and just like everything worked. All of it. I had some downtime, I had some connection time, I had some me time, I had my daughter, my wife, we were there. It was just an amazing experience. Vegas was just like perfect place to be for me.
I want to say something ignorant, and you know what I'm saying? Don't pay me no mind. But this is why I see about Vegas so far. Okay.
Yes.
Because Vegas is more open than California is.
Yes.
But it feels like the sexy people aren't going to Vegas just quite yet. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the booger wolves, you know what I'm saying? They want to go there first. So the Vegas was very booger wolfy.
I'm going to plead the fifth on that one. I'm going to say nothing about that. I'm going to say nothing. All I'm going to say is I saw some shit. That's all I'm going to say. That was my 290th time to Vegas.
Damn!
So as some of you guys may know, obviously I come from events. I used to throw events out there all the time, Wet Republic and Tao Beach and Marquee Day Club and Town, all these places, right? So my 290th time there.
Damn.
It was different. It was definitely, and I'll just plead the fifth on that one. As far as the looks and the people, it was. I'll just leave it there.
I tell you what, Sean, I might have to go to Vegas with you because if I'm being honest, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of Vegas. Because I don't think I've done it right.
All the people who say that to me, I say, come to Vegas with me. See my Vegas experience with me.
I need to do that too.
I need to do that.
Yes.
Every time I go to Vegas, it's whack, man. I'm like, why am I here?
Yeah, you know what? Then we have to do a live stream. We have to do a live stream from Vegas and come with me. And here's the deal: you have to take out life insurance before you come with me. That's the only catch.
Oh wow!
We already got life insurance, so we ready to go.
Life insurance. So
we got life insurance ready to go.
Great to be with you guys again. I fixed my. I know I always have breakdowns with my Wi-Fi, my audio. It's on point. So
turn up.
Game on. So I'm here. So can I introduce the topic? Because I'm really excited about today's topic. Can I?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So the topic, Cheese, I don't know if you know the topic today, but the topic is, who are we coming out of the pandemic?
Good question.
That's what it is. So obviously the world has shifted, especially for me 2 weeks ago being in Vegas. I was there for 6 days. And coming out of the pandemic, I've seen some stuff. So who are we? Like, who are we going to choose to be coming out of this, right? Because we're not all out of it yet. Some states have pretended we didn't have it.
Right.
States they were. And some
Texas,
states,
Florida, go.
And in some states we've been masked up and some people are still rocking masks, right? So I heard the stats 2 weeks ago that half of adult Americans Americans who live in America are all vaccinated. So that's what I've heard the stats are. So that's good shit. So thank you, Christine, for not giving me shit about my sound. Thank you. For some reason, every time. And today, and you know what? It's Mercury in retrograde. I don't know if you guys know what that is as well.
No, I never know what that means. What does that mean?
Okay, so I'll go there now, rewind back to the topic. So Mercury in retrograde I looked it up a bunch of times. So Mercury in retrograde is one of those really crazy phenomena that happens 2, 3, 4 times a year, depending on the year. I think it's happening 3 times this year. Don't quote me on that one, but it's happening right now. It started on May 29th, which was last Saturday. So it's going to go to June 22nd. What that looks like is the axis and the radius and the way Mercury turns and actually interferes with the like stratosphere and the atmosphere of Earth. It kind of looks like Mercury is going backwards, right? And it messes with all the technology, right? It messes with tech. It messes with people's emotions. It messes with energy on planet Earth. So during Mercury in retrograde, they say, not me, scientists and people out there say that you should not make massive decisions. You should mind how you occur and how you're living your life. You'll start to see, unfortunately, some deaths happen, some breakups happen, business stuff is wacky, and definitely mind how you live your life, meaning be responsible for how you're drinking, eating, working out, all that stuff. Wacky stuff happens. That's the best way to put it. And I've been watching Mercury in retrograde for 10 years because my wife Alicia turned me on to it. She's like, Mercury is in retrograde. I'm like, what does that mean? And I looked it up and I was like, oh, so things are just different during Mercury retrograde. So what that means for all of us is coming out of this pandemic and with Mercury retrograde, just be mindful of what you say, what you do, and who you be. That's all I
So
can say.
if you do some bullshit a little bit, can you be like, hey man, that's the Mercury retrograde, you know what I'm saying? Like that ain't me. That ain't me talking right now. That's Mercury spinning backwards and messing up Earth, you know what I'm saying? After June 20th, ask me again, and then I'll give you a different answer. Right about now,
you can blame Mercury retrograde. It is a good place to blame, but it's not. You got to be responsible for yourself, right? But it's June 22nd, just to
June 22nd.
Yeah.
If you look at a woman's ass and she be like, "What you looking at my ass?" Oh, wait a minute, that's the retrograde. Like that ain't even me right now. Don't blame me. That ain't me. Awesome. That's the retrograde. Anyway, thank you for explaining that because I hear it all the time from the horoscopy people.
Yeah, it's honestly it's one of those things vibrationally where for me as a life coach, as a spiritual person, I don't make big decisions during this time, and I let people in my world know how much I love them and how much I care about them and how much I'm there for them, and all my clients this week have had really great emotional breakthroughs and moments and like come to Jesus moments. I heard you talking about God earlier, right? So come to Jesus moments. Jesus has a private jet, I'm sure. I heard the private jet thing. But yeah, it's just one of those moments in time.
And that's cool because one of the things we were talking about earlier today is the difficulty for a lot of heterosexual straight men to say "I love you" to their friends.
Yes. By the way, happy Pride, guys! Happy Pride!
Happy Pride! Yes.
Pride weekend.
Happy Pride!
Yes.
It should always be Happy Pride. We should celebrate humans no matter what we are. So yes, fuck all the like. It's this week to be Black and American and this and all. It's like Spanish. Hey guys, Happy Human Week.
Happy Human Week.
Happy Human Week. And I love Pride Week because it's so free. I'm in West Hollywood, so I'm like,
man,
it's the best place to be.
I want to, and I don't know why I haven't put it in motion yet, but I want to DJ a Pride event so bad.
Oh yeah,
I did not put the legwork in to be able to get that done. But man, because I want that Studio 54 crowd of people being free and celebrating on the streets, man. That's just right up my alley.
Yes, yeah. How about we one up? How about next year instead of you just DJing an event in Pride? How about you DJ on a float?
Let's go.
Do that. Like let's go there. So forget about.
I want to go on a float too with you.
Yeah, like how about right? Like the Unique and Cheese Show on a float during Pride here in West Hollywood. Why not?
Yeah.
I'm down.
Let's talk about that. Let's
I'm down.
Yeah. So guys, I want to start off. I want to kind of turn it back into like who are we coming out of the pandemic? So what have you guys seen? I'm just gonna take like a poll with you two, right? So what have you guys seen, and how are your habits during the pandemic?
What I've seen so far, being at La Discogra for the past couple weeks DJing there, are no one is really acting like there was ever a pandemic. I feel like they're glad to be out of the house now and celebrating with one another. People are readily available to let you know. Like a few people who will come up to me and ask me for requests or songs and stuff like that. It's like, oh, don't be worried, I'm vaccinated. So the people are really trusting being vaccinated. And I think that's good because if they were sold on being vaccinated, then you should trust in the fact that you're vaccinated.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing a lot of free people. Myself personally, I don't know what I'm doing different pre and post pandemic.
Okay. What does that mean though? What does that break that down a little bit? So
like I don't feel like I'm doing anything different.
Okay.
I kind of move the same. I put a mask on in places that require masks, and I don't think twice about that. But outside of that, I don't find that I move or maneuver in a way that's different than I had the realization that I enjoy being at my house more than having to get out and drive and go to places.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right.
Especially like live streaming.
That was part two. I'm gonna ask you that. But yes. Okay. So that's great, right? Cheese, what do you got? How have you been?
Well, what is the question again?
The question is, what have you seen out in the world since like things are easing up with the pandemic and people are like stopping to wear, all vaccinated, all that stuff? What have you seen out in the world, and how have your habits been? I'll say that.
From now that everything is opening up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, for me, I'm still careful. My family is still careful of what we do. Like even when I go pick up my son from school, he don't even play at the park. He says, "Dad, there's too many kids over there. I'm gonna just play over here by myself," because I think he's still nervous about it, right? Like, because I told him like his first day going back to school, I think it was a month ago. He was a little leery on that. He was like, "Well, Dad, I don't know if I'm comfortable. I said, well, son, let's give it a try. And if everything doesn't plan out the way how you feel that you're not comfortable or what have you, we can get you out of there. And he was like, well, they got us separated and everything like that. But so far, for us, we still live in the same kind of life a little bit, you know?
Okay, got it. Yeah, you know, I totally get that. Our daughter is the same way. By the way, Kimbara said she made her home the place to be. She doesn't want to go back out much, right? So I totally experienced that with our daughter. Our daughter's definitely had, she's 5 years old. She's definitely had the, not paranoia, but that's the word for it, right? The paranoia of like socializing with kids in a gathered situation. So she's definitely been apprehensive. I think there's a little bit of like kind of apprehension to like connecting with people because they're afraid of being around people, you know? I totally get that. The part two of that question, thanks for answering that, boys. The part two of that question is, for me, right, what I notice is that my gratitude level is gone way into the stars. Because the things I took for granted, say for me, March 12th last year is when we locked ourselves indoors. And then that weekend in Los Angeles, March 15th, 16th, everything shut down, right? So we saw it and we're like, Wuhan's crazy. Oh, shit, like LA, right? So for us, we shut it down back then. And I remember for us, we were like, wow, I can't go out. How weird is that? You know, like, and for me, and Unique, we've been friends for 15, 16 years now, right? Yeah. We're out people, right? Cheese, I think you know a little bit about me by now. Well, I'm an out person, right? So I was out 5-6 days a week coaching people, blah, 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 blah. So now that I go out, right? What it is for me is the kindness and the empathy and the compassion for me has shifted. For example, I have a beautiful example happened to me and my wife yesterday, and I'm going deep down this rabbit hole, guys, to raise, here's my intention, to raise the level of gratitude today for everybody watching the show, everybody on the show, for you guys, right? That's my intention. So yesterday, I'm grabbing, recycling happens on Thursday in my neighborhood. So I was going outside to throw out garbage and pull in my recycling bins. As I look over, I see this girl in a BMW sitting there on her phone, and I see a guy leaning on a tree. And he looked dirty, and I just thought, like, hey, let me say something to this guy. Maybe he's homeless, maybe he's not. So I said, I pulled on my mask. I had my mask on still. I said, excuse me, sir. And he goes, I go, are you okay? And he goes, no, I'm tired and I'm homeless. And I went, wow. And he was well kept. He was dirty, but well kept. I said, sir, can I offer you some water? He said, I would love that, right? Word. A white guy, curly hair, whatever, right? So I come to my house. I tell him, right? Jesus walked up front, right? So I come into the house. I'm like, Leash, tell my wife, I'm like, hey, wifey, so I'm gonna get some water for this guy. He's outside. He's homeless, blah, blah, blah. She goes, yeah, let's load him up. So we give him a soda. I had a Dr. Pepper that I brought from Vegas that I never drank like last week, right? A Dr. Pepper, a water, a Lunchables. Like one of our daughter doesn't eat this like healthy Lunchables because she's a kid, right? So Lunchables, a couple granola bars, and a string cheese bar, like a string cheese. And I put it in a bag, and I came outside probably about 4 minutes later, and he was gone.
Whoa.
So the old Shawn would have been like, whatever, no big deal, right? Pre-pandemic Shawn would have been like, no big deal. This Shawn was like, let me find this guy, right? So I looked down that way, I looked down this way, I looked down, I'm like, holy shit, he was bolted now down my butt. So I ran with the bag of shit. I'm running down him, mask on, sweating in my mask, right? And I run and I catch him like, excuse me, sir. And he finally turned around. I'm like, excuse me, sir, you needed water. And he turned. And I gave him this bag, and he turned around. He had these bright green eyes and clean white teeth, like clean dude, dirty on the outside. And he looked at me, and I handed him the bag, and he said, thank you. And he had this like sigh of relief. I almost like started crying, dude. It was so beautiful. He just had this like this gratitude of like, thank you, right? So that happened. And I was just, I came back to the house, and I was like, wifey on. I was like, and I felt like, why wasn't I doing that all the time before the pandemic? Which I am that person, but oftentimes I'm busy, right? We're all busy doing stuff, and like you don't want to stop and mess up your flow, whatever that conversation is. So that happened to me. Then wifey and daughter went for a children's hospital appointment to do a little physical checkup on my daughter. She's amazing, right? And at the light on Santa Monica, Alicia told me the story, Santa Monica and La Brea or Highland? La Brea, one of them, Highland actually. There was this gentleman who was on a corner asking for quarters and change. And he just looked destitute based on what Alicia told me. So she put down her window. She said, excuse me, can I contribute? And she didn't have any change. So she had a $10 bill on her. And she gave the $10 bill to this guy. And the guy was like, thank you. Like, oh, and he was so moved and so like inspired. Dude, yesterday for us, for my family, we just said, Let's do that all the time.
Word.
And let's be those people that are kind, aware, mindful, and present all the time. So that's the vibration that now we're living in on Friday, June 4th for me and my family, where no human goes unlooked or untaken care, like not untaken, that's not a word, but not taken care of. Because we forget to take care of each other. And we're so, and here's one thing I'm going to say it, fuck it. We were selfish before the pandemic.
Word.
We were selfish. We had our own agenda. We were all up to our own things, me included. I was up to my own stuff. I was definitely helping the world, but I could have done more. So what can we do more coming out of this? And who can we be to be responsible for the stupidity that we were before? Not destroying the earth and the planet, and taking that extra second to acknowledge someone and ask them, how are you? How are you really? And have that like 3 to 5 minute conversation where you stop whatever you're up to and check in with your fellow human and say, how are you? Really?
Questions.
Yes.
Now, and I'm not being a smart aleck. I really want to know. Please. How do you keep it to a 3 to 5 minute conversation? Like what is the, like, how do you close that? Because sometimes I do the how are you, and then when it goes into 15 minutes, it's like, oh shit, I wish I never asked. Like, you know what I'm saying? So how do you and still with but I'm serious though, but still with compassion, like I still want to know how they're doing, but give me the skinny of it. Like,
dude, I love that question. I've been asked that question a couple times actually. How you do it is you be intentional. So your intentionality of check-in. Me and my dad used to do this exercise. May he rest in love. He's floating around the planet somewhere, right? So it's been 6 months since my dad passed. Crazy. But 6 months and change. But long story short about that is what you do is you check in, right? And you say, and you actually be intentional with your questions, right? So for example, if I ask Cheese, like, Cheese, how are you? And Cheese would say, I'm great. Cool. What else is happening in your life? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then I call it, what did I call it? I used to call it a interjections. So interjections is stopping the flow of that person. Excuse me, I got to interject. I only have like a minute left to go before I have to go. You can be personable and like responsible for that without being rude. It's not rude if you interject and say like I would never allow somebody to barrage me for 15 minutes. Like that's an allowance. Like Quay, I don't know if that's actually happened to you, but that's on you, right? We got to take responsibility for how we show up, right? And I love this quote. One of my favorite quotes I've yet to tattoo on my body. I will. It says, what you allow is what will continue. So I'm going to take out the is. So what you allow will continue. Word. So for me, when I have a conversation with somebody that I know I only have like 5 minutes, I say, hey, and you know, this is actually a really good business thing for anybody out there in the business world. I would say when you first start your conversation, I call you up, hey, Unique, what's up? So Unique, I got 5 minutes to talk. Just want to let you know that, right? And then my job is to be mindful. Like right now it's 10:20 a.m. If I called you at 10:20 instead I had to 10:25, at 10:24, I'd be like, hey, I got 1 minute left. I just want to make sure we got the intention of the phone call complete. Word. So you manage how it goes. Right. It's always up to us. We blame. Word. We don't take responsibility. We're not accountable. The truth is life is always up to us and things happen at us, right? They happen at us, right? And I have this thing. Thank you very much for that. The comment, DJ Rebates. But what happens for you is that we oftentimes allow people to just kind of rock us versus just being responsible for how we show up. And at every single point in time, you can manage that. And I have this quote that I love, and I don't know where it came from. I think I made it up, but it said, I say, what happens to you and at you is for you. And I'll say it again. What happens to you and at you is for you. So everything that happens to you, right, is on purpose. If you could look for the lesson, if you could be present in the moment, if you can manage your time, like time management is my jam, right? I'm always on time. I mean, actually, always either on time or a minute or two early. Always, right? Because I manage it. So for us, you can walk into conversation and be like, Cheese, hey, Cheese, man, fucking love you, brother. I got 5 minutes to talk. What's the intention of the phone call? You can state it. Like how I kept bringing us back to who are we coming out of pandemic? You bring it back. You refocus, you recenter. Because we tend to rant. I'm definitely a ranter. I go on inspirational rants, right? But the truth is, how you show up is how people regard you. How you show up, right? And the last thing I'll say about that is we train people how to treat us. We do. whether we know it or not, we train people how to treat us. For example, nobody crosses my boundaries. I have boundaries. My boundaries are very small. My boundaries are just like, be an amazing person in my presence, like all the time. If you suck, we're not rocking. That's just that's my one big boundary. That's it. If you're a sucky negative person, I'll talk you through it. And if you want to stay there, I'm gonna have to walk away at a certain point. I choose when. So it's up to me. So I'll sit there with that negative person for 15, 20 minutes, right? Now I'll listen. Like, all right, cool. Let's get to the source of your shit, right? And if they don't want to take responsibility, I have to move on and say, you know what? I listened. Here's my advice to you. Take it or leave it. Apply it or not. I won't even say I wish you the best of luck. That's bullshit, right? Like I want you to take on this advice, and if it works for your life, rock and roll. If not, take care. Great to know you. Great to talk to you. Great to listen to you. Right?
Word.
That's it. So again, what you allow is what will continue.
What you allow is what will continue.
What will continue? Yeah. Yeah.
Mental note of that.
Mental note. Boom. And remember, you train people how to treat you. Remember that part. So you train people how to relate to you. You train people how to for example, when I call people pick up. When my phone number pops up on somebody, they're like, oh shit, Shawn. Like they're excited because I'm gonna bring this. I'm not gonna be like, oh man, life is on. No, I'm gonna be like, hey, what the fuck? Jeez, man. Hey, it's Friday. What are you doing, bro? Like I'm that guy, right? So you know it's gonna be a party on the phone. And if I do have heavy news, like when I told you, Unique, and you didn't know this when it happened, but when my dad passed away, and I was like, hey guys, here's what's up. My dad passed. I'm in a space. I love you, and I'm gonna take my time to heal. I wasn't like, I cried, I went through my moments, but I didn't call you to give it to you. I dealt with it. And I had my people that supported me and said, Shawnee, you need to cry, call me. And I did. I leaned on them. I called them, and I was there, and they were allowing me. And and that's another thing to add to the who are we coming out of the pandemic is that, man, we forgot the art of like showing up for people, showing up for the people that we say we love, and loving ourselves, man. Like self-care and self-love has been so missing. Like I'm loving I'm loving myself, right? So well, meaning like I'm not being vain or selfish. What I'm doing is taking care of Shawn before I connect with the world. So for me, and I mentioned this before in the show, I meditate daily. I'm studying languages daily. I've been reading. May, I kind of was spotty because my birthday month was my wife's birthday month. We partied all month. It was awesome. And I don't regret a moment, right? I feed my soul with a new book or some shit. I have like 32 books over there that I'm still powering through, right? So I do things that fuel me so I can be, for example, today with you guys, so I can be the best human possible. I made sure that I'm present, I'm clean, head shaven, manage, wife and daughter know what's going on, daughter fed, like I manage shit, right? We got to be better about being accountable for the life that we say we want.
Word.
We do. And there's no excuses. Like that's the one thing I want to come out of this pandemic with. Like all of us, right? No excuses, man. We made so many excuses before a pandemic. Like I had a list, and I still have it in my phone, called things I wish I did before the pandemic. I have a list. And now I'm starting to do those things and hanging out with the people that I love.
Can you share the top three?
My top three. Number one, the people that, so many nightlife people that I took for granted that I worked with years ago that I bumped into during the pandemic. For example, one of my dear friends, shout out to Brickhouse. Brickhouse is a huge celebrity bodyguard. He worked at all the top nightclubs in Hollywood. He's the man. Brickhouse is 6'8" of blackness. Beautiful human. One of the most intelligent humans I know too. Fucking guy can fight. He's amazing. So I bumped into him one night in August. Yeah, in August at Mel's on Sunset. And he walked in, and of course you can't miss him. I'm like, Brick! And nobody's vaccinated. So I'm like, and he's like, Antonio. I'm like, yeah. And we're just like, and I've known him since 1999 when I first started doing events. Like we go way back, right? And he was like, yo. And I'm like, yo. And he's like, man, you know what? We should get together. And you know what? I've never said that to him. So top three was getting together with the people you took for granted.
Word.
Getting together with the people you took for granted and being with them, checking in on them and how they are in their lives, like where they are in their journey of being human, right? Word. And listening and supporting them and doing what you can to like be there for them in every moment, right? And then you being authentic and vulnerable and real. So spending time with the people you say you love, number one. Number two, doing the things on your fucking bucket list, which I call the fuck it list. The bucket list is do the things you said you always want to do now, not when you're 65 and retired and broken and old. Most people, right? That's the American dream we've been sold, is when you retire, do all your bucket lists. Fuck that. I say bucket list, do it now. So do all the things you've been procrastinating on, right? Like a lot of people, which I notice is a thing because some of our friends have been spending a lot of money doing this, upgrading your home, like Kimbara said, her home, making her home a place. Well, our home is amazing. Our home is rad, right? People have been spending so much time upgrading all those home projects you've been talking about. A year and 3 months into the 4 months into the pandemic, your house should be on point. Your house should be immaculate. There should be no excuses as to why your house isn't immaculate, right? So number two, no excuses, right? With doing your fuck it list. Make the list, put it on your fridge, your bathroom mirror, wherever you spend the most time looking at things, in your office, wherever it looks like. Put your fucking list together. Doing the things you said you want to do. Obviously, we can't travel as much as we want to yet. We can't do certain things yet, but put it together. Lose that weight. Everybody's been talking about losing weight. Lose the weight. I got a fucking 12-pack underneath this shirt. Like, fuck it. Why not? I said, Shawn, in a pandemic, get in the best shape of your life and stay there. Like, stay there. And a friend of mine told me one time, he goes, Shawn, he works out like a beast. And I was like, dude, why do you work out so much? He goes, I just want to stay ready. And I was like, ooh, stay ready. He's like, yeah, in case anything happens. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, you know, in case I go to the jacuzzi, the beach, travel. I'm like, that's fucking gangster. So I put this thing called Hot Tub Ready. Hot Tub Ready.
Hot Tub Ready.
I call it Hot Tub Ready, right? So, so me, I love hot tubs. Hot tubs are my jam, dude. Hot tubs is, you know, drinks and friends and conversations. Hot Tub Ready. Hot Tub Ready looks like being in the best shape of your life at all times with no excuses, right? And picking and choosing your battles with your food. Picking and choosing your battles with your booze if you drink. Picking and choosing your recreational drugs for everybody who does drugs out there, right? My cannabis smokers, my cocaine doers, my whoever, whatever you do. Moderation. I don't judge anybody who does drugs. Do your drugs. I don't give a shit, right? But moderation. So the excuses that you made before, let's throw them in the garbage now. Right? Let's do the fucking list along with no excuses. Number 3, create the life you really want. Like, don't just do a job. I don't want to ever have a job. I want to have a purpose. Like, what the fuck is your purpose? We've had a long time to sit at home and ponder and sit around and be home in pajamas and Zoom with no fucking pants on. Like, we've had a bunch of time. Now, none of us on this planet have an excuse as to why we're not creating and living in our purpose. Right? And I'm going to put you guys on blast right now. Cheese, what is your purpose on this planet?
We talked about that earlier. That's crazy. And I was explaining to DJ Unique. I still don't really 100% know my purpose. Why am I on this earth, right? Why did God put me in this position? Why, you know, is my purpose being a great father? Being a great husband.
Jeez, I'm going to cut you off. Here's your purpose. Me only knowing you as sure as I know you. Your purpose is to nurture and lead, my friend. Nurture and lead. That's it.
And we kind of came to that too, because he nurtures and leads children. So that's what we kind of a little bit talked about earlier in the show. Is that's kind of his purpose, is to nurture and lead children.
There you go. So I stepped on it, right? So here we are. So your purpose is to nurture and lead. So your job from this moment on, this fucking second on, is to now only nurture and lead. Right. You know? That's it. It's crazy, right? How does someone decide they have their shit together? Okay, so I'm gonna answer that question real quick. And a third. Okay, so how does someone pull their shit together to become a life coach? I'll answer that question real quick. What I did is I dealt with all my demons. I dealt with all the things that I had to wrestle with. Like, I'm a child of divorce. My parents got divorced when I was 6 years old. I was molested 5 times growing up, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I had to deal with that. What else did I have to deal with? I got hit by a car when I was 22 years old and died. I had to deal with all my internal drama, all my internal trauma, right? So what I did is I did a bunch of personal development courses. I did a bunch of like certified things to become who I am. I dealt with all my inauthentic ways, all my lies, all the shit I was doing. Like me, some of you guys know this about me, but I'm Panamanian and Dutch. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, but raised Panamanian and Dutch. So my cultural beliefs are Spanish and Dutch. But I grew up being a citizen of the world. That's what I call myself. I'm a citizen of the world. My wife and daughter are Australian, so I lived in Australia for a while. So I've seen a lot and I've experienced a lot. And I just turned 47. So I got some years on this planet, right? So what you do to become a life coach, or at least become a person that's of that spiritual belief, is you deal with all your demons. You deal with all your elephants, all the things you swept under the rug, all the things you're not willing to look at, right? And for me, I'll share anything. I'll share anything. So you got to educate yourself on the psychology, right, of humans. You got to deal with yourself. You got to be vulnerable. Like I just tell it like it is. And you can ask me any question, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Right? And you got to be willing to be that person. So, and the third, if you're interested in being a life coach, reach out to me. I can walk you through that process. It's a lot of fun and it's uncomfortable as fuck. But who you become is on fire all the time. Like you guys always see me on the show, right? I'm always like,
yes.
This, right? And it's 10 a.m. I'm like, I wake up like this. Like remember those I woke up like this pictures? Like I wake up this inspired. My wife calls me annoyingly positive. She's like, you're annoying. I love you. And they're Australian. I said, I fucking love you, but you're fucking, you're fucking, she just goes for it. I'm like, yeah, right? So I answered that. So Cheese, nurture and lead. I'm gonna leave you with that, right? So nurture and lead. That's it. So from now on, today, look at in your life, and then I'm gonna give you specifics how to do it.
Can I cut you off real quick?
Yes, please go for it.
Can you dissect what do you mean when you say nurture and lead? What is? Give me that.
Okay, so nurture. That? So nurture for you, from what I'm hearing, and from what Unique said just now, you are great with children, right? So that's your natural gift, right?
Right.
So nurturing looks like caring, loving, showing up for them, leading them, guiding them, educating them, right? That's what you do. I'm questioning. This is a question, right? So those are the accolades, the pieces of how you show up for them, right? So be that every day, all day for everybody you come in contact with. Nurture, lead, be kind, empathetic, like the homeless thing with me and the wife, like that. Be that all the time. And then how you lead is you design, by example, you being the example, right? Be the example of what, again, the magic, well, initially, I forget, I think it's a Zen proverb, but be the change you want to see in the world, right? I think Michael Jackson said it, Man in the Mirror, like, and Mahatma Gandhi said it. But so you got to be the example of what a leader looks like. Like I call it being a shepherd. So be the shepherd. And what that means is lead the way, show them. And if you don't know it, like I've been stumped about 3 times in my life coaching career in the past 10 years where somebody asked me something to help them on and I didn't know the answer. So I said, I'm not going to pretend I know this answer. I don't know the answer. Give me 24 hours. I'll do the research. I'll get back to you. So you got to do the work. And that's another thing about being a leader. You got to do the work. You can't be lazy and be a leader. You can't, like, I think I said this on the last show. I want to erase snooze buttons. All the snooze buttons on every alarm clock, on every phone in the world. I want to erase that because you got to wake up. Holy shit. Yeah. Like we, you, me, all of us, we got to wake up today. Fuck. Like that's the urgency and the impetus, right? Impetus, like the urgency, right? That's how it is. And Buddha said something which I love, and it says the trouble is we think we have time. The trouble is you don't know when you're taking off from this planet. Unique doesn't know. I don't know. KK doesn't know, right? We don't know. So why are we pretending we have all this time, all this shit? So like, why I'm saying this nurture and lead stuff to you is that right now, today, you have to nurture and lead, period. That's your purpose. That's your thing, right? And Unique, I'm not even going to ask you yours because I know yours. What do you think? Actually, you know what? What do you think yours is, Unique? I want to hear yours. And Cheese, I hope you got a lot out of that. I just want to leave you
I did. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
cool.
you.
Awesome.
I'm an entertainer. And I use entertainment to help enhance the people who tap into me entertaining them.
I'm going to cut you off again. Your purpose is to light up the world, my friend. Period. Whatever it looks like. Your purpose is to light up the world. From the day I booked you at Spider Club in 2005, rest in peace, Spider Club here in Hollywood. All right, dude, you came in and you destroyed. I couldn't help but actually acknowledge how amazing you were, because you were this thing. You weren't just playing music, you were the music. And I've seen you so many times perform, right? Like you don't just show up in records on wax, man. You have this energy where you just make people want to be with you and be around you. Your job is to entertain the world. And yes, you're right. And a third, he actually has always, he doesn't seem like the happiest, vibrant person. He actually is, he is that. He actually is the embodiment of that. So your job is just to light up the world, dude. Period. That's it. That's it. So whatever you're doing at home, whatever you're doing today, from this second on, again, because every second's a brand new second. That's a mantra I have as well. Every second's a brand new second. And the third, to acknowledge this dude is real. Thank you for that compliment. I acknowledge that. Never missing a beat. Thank you for that. So your job, period, from now on is to just do that. That's it. So if you're not doing that, that's on you. If you're not doing that, you're in your head. If you're not doing that, that's your past talking. If you're not doing that, that's an insecurity. If you're not doing that, that's self-doubt. If you're not doing that, that's a lack of self-worth, self-love, knowing your value. Period. Right? That's it. So just do that. Like, and I'll leave you guys with my purpose. My purpose is to change the world. So I just do that every day. My purpose has always been to change the world, and I ran from it. I found it out when I was about 17. I found out that I was like always the first one picked, always the most popular, always the guy who people wanted in their team. And I was like, oh man, I don't want to always be first. But I realized that was my purpose. And from 17 to about 28, I ran from it. I did all the other things to distract from being in the limelight. I was like, right. But I was a fucking choreographer and dancer. How could I run from the limelight? I was on stages. I was like, choreographing huge shows, doing all this crazy shit. And I started promoting in LA, became a huge promoter, and started doing single in Vegas and Chicago and Dallas. All right, awesome. And I was running from the limelight, being that guy. Like, how dare I? How dare I, like, divine purpose, right? Like God, the universe, whoever the fuck you guys believe in out there, right? How dare we run from our purpose? And we know it because we signed the contract when we came in on this planet, like May 21st, 1974 at 11:59 p.m. I was right there, almost May 22nd. Mom told me, right? I signed the contract called I Have to Change the World. Or it said job description, change the world. And then as we got older, 3, 4, 5, 6, we pretend that we don't remember it. We're like, oh, I don't remember why I'm here. I'm just here. Right? So how does it not become a burden? I'm going to ask that. I'm going to answer that. How does it not become a burden? And the third says, how does it not become a burden to shoulder for everyone, though? It's up to you. Again, boundaries. You set your boundaries. You say how it goes. What you allow will continue, right? That. So you don't take it on. What you do is do that energetic exchange. Like, for example, right now, us three and everybody online, right? This is an energetic exchange. I'm giving you energy. You're giving me energy. You're allowing me to speak. You're giving me speak, right? We're all just exchanging energy. So you set your boundaries, right? And you say how it goes. So don't take on, and this is a powerful practice. I'll give you what I do. After my days of coaching, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 people a day, what I do is I actually take 5 minutes after I'm coaching and just meditate and vibrate all the energy of all the news, good, bad, in between, whatever it is. I shake it off me. Close my eyes. I be still. I shake it off me, right? Because it's not your burden. It's an opportunity. So replace that word burden with opportunity. You have an opportunity to change somebody's life. You have an opportunity to show up for somebody. I had an opportunity to either run after that homeless guy or let him survive, right? Like, I could have just let it, whatever, right? But you can, and you're right, Kimbara. What you said, as you hear Shawn speaking, it's interesting how quickly you can pick up with someone's energy. You don't need to know them, but you need to know their soul. That's so beautiful. Yes. So I saw that guy's soul. He was hurting. All I said is, "Are you okay?" And he said, "I'm tired and homeless." How authentic and vulnerable was that moment? So how dare I not run into my home and get him food and drink? How dare I not?
Word.
That was the space I came from. Like, oh, that guy needs help. If it was me, I'd want that. So, of course, I could come outside and just be like, oh, I see him. Fuck it. No, I looked for him. He was blocks away, and I ran after him. And I realized how out of cardio shape I am. I'm in great shape, but cardio shape, I was like, I have asthma. So my asthma kicked in. I'm like, you know, but I still did it, right? We gotta push beyond that boundary, that conversation, that thing. So it's not a burden. I want to replace that word. I'm going to steal that word from you, right? And the third, we're going to replace it with opportunity. We all have opportunities every day to grow, to be, to show up. To grow, to be, to show up. Again, grow, be, show up. Those three. For yourself first, and then the world. Remember, for yourself first. My mom says it. She goes, Shawn, she said it to me back in 2003. She said, Shawn, put you first. I was like, what, Mom? She says, put you first. And this was back when I was building my promotional career and I was blowing up, right? And she said, put you first. I didn't get it. I'm like, what do you mean put you first? She's like, take care of you before you take care of everybody else. I went, wow, that's a profound thought. I didn't even think about taking care of Shawn first before I go serve all the people in nightlife and do all this. I was like, oh man, so handle me. So I, for example, wake up an extra hour early every morning to handle me before the wife wakes up, before the daughter wakes up. So sometimes I wake up at 6:30, sometimes I wake up at 7. And I have that first hour for Shawn to replenish myself, to deal with myself, to shave my head, to take care of me, to meditate, to do whatever I need so I can be 100%, to let go of yesterday, whatever that looks like, bad, good, whatever it looks like, Oh, awesome. Kimbar, you have a workout shirt that says that? Awesome. So, and I'll say this about the whole topic, right? Again, who are we coming out of the pandemic is let's choose some mantras of who we're going to be. Like my mantra right now, I'll choose mine, is going to be, I promise to live in my purpose every day. Period. I promise to live in my purpose every day. There's no days off. There's no days off. Every time I try to be off as a life coach, I go out, my birthday in Vegas, I picked up 5 new clients. I was off. I was drinking, having a good time. Picked up 5 new clients because they love my aura and energy. Like, what are you, man? I'm like, oh, I'm Shawn. They're like, but you're this thing. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm also, like psychology. I'm a life coach. They're like, you're a life coach? Oh my God, can I have a session with you? I'm like, yeah, but I'm drinking right now, so I don't drink and coach. They're like, cool, can I have your number? I'm like, yeah. They're like, that happened organically because I was living in my purpose. I wasn't saying who I am. I was being who I am. You get that? Huge distinction. If you're living in your purpose, you don't need to say who you are. Just people go, wow, that guy's a thing. They're like, who's that cheese guy? Like, what's his deal? He's a thing. Man, I'll follow him anywhere. He looks like a guy I want to follow. Where's he going? Okay, I'm going. And like, you just organically, people just run with you because you're being your purpose, right? So that's a huge, obviously, rant again about us being better coming out of this fucking pandemic. It's changed everybody, good, bad, and in between. Everyone, no one has left unscathed from this whole situation, right? No one. We're all different. So how are we going to be moving forward? How can we be moving forward, right? And that's where I'm going to live. I'm going to live all day my purpose. So, Cheese, what is your mantra as of today? And let's just go extreme for the rest of your life. What's your mantra?
What do you mean? What
your mantra. So your mantra is like something you declare that you are, right? Like I am unstoppable. I'm living in my purpose, period, right? I am unshakable. Anything that's a mantra, like one of mine says never settle on my hand. It says never settle. So for me, never settle means never settle for less than extraordinary. So every day I brush my teeth and I go, Shawn, where are you settling? Where are you settling in your life? And if you're settling somewhere, that's on you, Shawn. What are you doing that's not allowing? Why are you allowing settling energy or anything that's like not consistent with you living your purpose? Why are you letting that in your life? Because again, whatever you allow into your life is on you. You invited Dracula in, right? Dracula has to get permission to come in the door. The bloodsuckers, the energy vampires, the chaos makers, right? All those people in your life that you probably think of right now. People, those friends of yours and family members who are chaos? It's on you. It's not on them. They are them. You are you. If you allow them in your life, it's on you. I have zero chaos in my life. I have a couple moments of chaos, and I run straight towards it. I deal with it. I'm like, ooh, that's chaos. Let's talk about it. Because I don't have time for that. Like, I just don't want to. So a mantra looks like a declaration or an affirmation of who you're going to be every day. It can change every day. It can change every fucking second. I've come up with thousands of mantras that have fueled me to become this person. Like one of them was, I'm going to be in the best shape of my life for the rest of my life. So I got there and I stayed there. Period. Right? And thank you. My mind is strong. I'm fucking fearless. Like that one, like what Kimbara just said. I am fearless. I am fearless. Nothing scares me. And even when things do scare me, I still go at it. I'm like, oh, okay, go, Shawn. And I push through. Because who you are on the other side of that fear is a whole new person. It's awesome. So, mantra, affirmation, I call it declarations. I call it daily declarations, right? So today I woke up and my declaration for the day was being on fire, just being connected to source, being on fire, speaking my truth, and being connected, and making sure my Wi-Fi and my sound worked. Right? So being that guy, right? And not holding back. Like for me, I'm never, ever, since my dad died on December 22nd, 2020, I'm never holding back again, man, from anything, anyone, anywhere. I'm just not. I'm just not. Just no. That's, so mantras look like whatever. Here's the easiest way to put it. A mantra is the fuel in your gas tank. That makes sense, Cheese?
Mm-hmm.
The mantra is the fuel in your gas tank. So what's the fuel in your gas tank today?
Give love.
Boom. See that? Now see how easy that was to declare that.
Right.
Now your job is to live and be love all day.
Amen.
That's it. So your job, right? So you are a nurturer and a leader, but your job today is to be and radiate love. That's it.
It's beautiful.
How easy is that, right? Once you know it, you can be it. Once you know it, you can be it. So just go be love. Go be that big ball of just like, go be a giant hug. Be that. Like the planet needs a hug. Exactly. Right?
Me first.
Right? Right? So somebody hand it off to Unique. So Unique, give it to me. What do you got? What's your mantra?
Now.
Ooh.
Now.
Ooh. Like just the word now.
Just the word now.
Yes. I love that. I'm a huge Carpe Diem fan. I'm all about the day.
I look down at my book of stuff I need to do. Blah blah blah. Now.
Yeah. We don't have time.
We don't have time.
How about this? I challenge everybody on the show right now, including you guys, including myself. Let's run out of our bucket list items. Our bucket list items, right? Like one day I'll go to this place. One day I'll jump out of a plane. One day I'll find a woman in my dreams, man in my dreams. Let's fucking run out of that list.
Word.
ASAP. Like my bucket list, I don't have much left on it. I've jumped out of planes. I've done all the sexual experiences I wanted. I created and manifested the woman in my dreams. My daughter's a fucking juggernaut. My relationships are in check, right? My health and well-being on point. My money's great. I got some debts and I'm all over it, meaning I'm paying it off and shit, right? I'm being my purpose. So like do an inventory of where you're. Ooh, I'll say it like this. Might piss some of you guys off. Where are you lying to yourself? Where are you lying to yourself? Where are you justifying? Where are you assuming or making assumptions? But the big one is, where are you lying to yourself about who you're being? Word. Are you being extraordinary every day? Like I practice, the word is practice, being extraordinary every day. I practice that. Like when I get off the show in 9 minutes, right? When I hop off with you guys, my next person, I have an 11 o'clock coaching call, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm nonstop. And they'll get this Shawn the entire time. The entire time they will get the show. Why? Because guess what I declared today? I'm going to be on fire. Word. So my source is fire. My health is water. And in between that, I'll get healthy snacks to keep myself on point, right? But I managed myself before I got on this call, obviously, right? I'm not going to be all tired. So my fuel in my tank today is on fire. So how dare I disrespect what I said earlier? And also, too, guys, I'll say to everybody, here's what I want everybody to do on this. This is an exercise for everybody to do. Everything that you're up to for the rest of the year, everyone. Tell the people in your community, tell your friends, your family, your boyfriend, your fiance, your husband, your wife. Tell them so they can hold you accountable and be your teammate in this. So teammate, thank you. The Church of Shawn, I love that. Thank you. So create teammates. I love that. I'm totally going to use that, by the way. Thank you so much for that, Kimber.
I love the teammates because the teammates give you accountability.
Exactly. Like you and KK are a great team, right? You guys holding each other accountable. My wife is my teammate. She checks in on me and she goes, "Hey, babe, what about that thing you said you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." It's not like fuck you. No, it's like oh man, yes, that thing. Yeah, let me get on it. It's like I have goosebumps right now talking about it. That's how like real it is for me in my world. You tell everybody in your world what you're up to so they can support you and honor you. Because what happens is we make up all these goals and these bucket list items and we don't tell anybody, right? So guess what happens? Nobody holds us accountable for what we say we do. Nobody tells us, "Hey, I want to lose 20 pounds," and then you don't tell anybody. And then a month later, you're still the same 20 pounds, right? So guys, please allow people to love you. Allow people to contribute to you. Allow people to show up with you. Put your fucking ego and pride and identity aside. The identity is the thing that people, when they ask you who you are, you say, oh, I'm a doctor. No. Tell them who you are. Hey, I'm Shawn. I love people. I connect. I care. I give a shit. That's when people ask me who I am. That's what I say. I don't say I'm a life coach because I'm way more than that. People call me project manager, bright. People call me everything, right? I'm everything to everyone in my life coaching world, right? And I'm so gratitude, right? But yes, I love what Kimara says. Yes, utilize the people in your life. People step up when you give them that role. People step up because you give them the opportunity to give to you. People are generous by nature. We are all generous by nature. We are all. But things happen to us and we make it our thing that puts our wall up, right? Like, seriously, you got to ask yourself. I love that what I said to you. Where are you lying to yourself? Where are you being inauthentic and being bullshit? Why not? And I'll quote Gary John Bishop. He wrote a book called Stop Doing That Shit. The first book in that series is called Unfuck Yourself. I haven't read Unfuck Yourself, but I read Stop Doing That Shit. It's one of my favorite books. Guys, look it up and buy it. He's fucking Scottish. He's brash. He's a coach. He's a fucking mentor. He's badass. His mentor said to him, hey, Gary, why don't you stop fucking complaining about life? Make your life amazing, right? Get it to all the dreams and all the shit you said you want to do. And then call me. And then we'll deal with what's next. So get it there. Stop fucking bitching, right? Because what we do is we bitch about where we're not versus taking the action to get there. Like, let's get there. Get there. Get to that thing you said you wanted. Be the person you said you wanted. Get to the shape you said you wanted. Buy or design your dream house. Get the money that you said you wanted. You said you want to be a millionaire. Why aren't you that yet? Oh, well, Shawn, blah, 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 blah. Boring, right? Or as one of my clients says, who's a dear friend of mine, who's actually marrying her two best friends in Corona, California tomorrow. I coach her on how to marry them. And she said, long story boring. Long story boring. But you know, people say long story short, right? I said it in the show. Long story boring, right? Long story boring. Let's stop wasting time. Just start doing the life that we said we're here for. Honor the contract you signed when you were coming into this planet, right? And obviously that's metaphorical. Nobody's fucking sitting there signing a contract, right? But the contract, like my dad signed his contract on April 26, 1947, and his contract ended on December 22nd, 2020. He didn't know that. Maybe he knew it for the first 5-6 years. But then we forget it, right? My dad lived an epic life. There's zero regrets. I guarantee you, if I talk to my dad today, he'd be like, nope, don't regret shit. Did it all. Crushed it, right? So let's leave this planet scorched in a beautiful way.
I think it was, is it on the DMX song? I don't know if it's Nas or Jay-Z that says it, but it's like every 6 months, I got a new bucket list.
Yes.
Every 6 months, I got a new one. Like, I think it's Jay-Z said that, yeah.
I love, dude. I watched David Letterman and Jay-Z was on it. The new David Letterman and
my next guest Jay-Z, is
man. It was great to listen to him, man. It was so beautiful. So guys, to manage our time, again, this is how you manage time, right? So it's 10:55. I have to run in about 3 minutes. So to manage our time, guys, where everybody can find me is at ShawnAntonio.com. SHAWN Antonio.com. All my stuff is there. You can find my Instagram at Shawn Antonio Life Coaching is the newest one I started. Shawn Antonio 11 is my personal, and you can see all my Instagrams there. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter. I'm on all that shit. Yes, please go.
Are your books on sale on your website?
Yes, they are.
And a third said he was having a problem getting it on Amazon. So are they available on your website?
So they that's weird. You can go to Amazon, type in books, type in Shawn Antonio, and both my books pop up. By the way, you guys who don't know I have books. I have Be the Beast You Are. I'm fucking about being the true who you are and living in that all the time. It's a guide. It's a small read, about an hour-long read that revolutionizes how you live your life, living in your beasts, right? It's $8. I made it $8 on purpose. Everyone can afford it, quote unquote, right? So it's $8. It's on Amazon, and you can find the link on my website, right? My second book came out October 2017. Is Having Amazing Relationships, about all areas of all your relationships being disgustingly amazing because of how you showed up. And every chapter breaks it down on how to do it. I give you relationship tools in each chapter on how to break it down. And then you just make them amazing. That's it. And then you just keep them amazing. And when you fuck up, you clean up. When you drop the ball, when you're inconsiderate, when you're selfish, whatever, you just clean it up, right? So yes, you can find my books on Amazon. You should be able to type in my name, Shawn Antonio, and find my books on Amazon or my website. So you guys can find me there. You can reach out. As far as life coaching services, for anybody who wants to be coached by me, this is how I am all the time. So if I'm not your jam, don't waste your time. If I am your jam, give me a call. My info's on the site. And also, I have one spot available right now, like literally one spot available for one person who wants to get, like, just revolutionize their life. I'm taking all of my people to the tune of June. That's the new thing I'm doing. The tune of June, making this June harmonious, amazing, and like this, like we're just like, oh my God, I crushed June. Like that's what I want for everybody I'm coaching right now. And I'm doing that for myself and my family and the whole nine. So that's where you can find me, guys. And yes, the Church of Shawn is going to happen.
Yes, Erica.
You coach. By the way, Kimbara, I coach a bunch of couples. Yes.
Yeah, me and KK.
Oh, by the way, KK and Quay. Yeah, I coach them, right? So my number, Kimbara, shoot me a text. It's 310-428-5017. Again, 310-428-5017. I coach the shit out of couples. I love coaching couples. I actually feel bad when I'm coaching one person that's in a relationship, the other person's being coached by me because they're missing out because this person's skyrocketing and the other person's like here, like, where are you going? Where are you going? And like, so couples are my jam. So please reach out to me and I would love that. So that's it, guys. Next date. What are we doing? What's the next date I'm with you guys? Next first Friday of July.
The first Friday of July is July 2nd.
July 2nd.
Friday, July 2nd.
Yeah, bring your pad and pencils and bring your shit and bring your goals and bring what you said you would do. And let's fucking crush this month, bitches. And I don't mean that. I mean, like, let's crush this fucking month, guys. Like all of us. And you know what? I commit to living in my purpose and never dropping the ball this month. That's what I'm committing to. What are you going to commit to, Cheese?
Love.
Love. Perfect. What are you commit to?
I'm going to commit to now.
Yes. Now, love, purpose. Got it. Now, love, purpose. Guys, great to be with you guys. I love you guys. You guys fucking rock.
Thank you, Shawn.
Show. The Church of Shawn, July 2nd. Come back.
Turn up.
Awesome. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you, Shawn.
Brother.
Bye,
How do you feel, Cheese? You feel amped up, empowered, and rip-roared and ready to go? No? You're such an ass. You don't love anything. You're just an ass. That's stupid. Anything you want to say to the people before we get out of here?
Love, peace, and happiness. And thank you, Big Shawn, man. I appreciate you, brother. I'm ready. I'm serious. I'm
good. Get out there and get the world, Cheese. Get it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Unique and Cheese Show. We do appreciate each and every one of you. Please tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's keep on growing. Let's keep on loving each other. And we see you guys next Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's noon on the East. It's the Unique and Cheese Show. You guys have a beautiful day. Varen, we're going to start advertising your product next week. We got a cousin who makes super wonderful organic products, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna kick this fly in his ass. Gonna tell you about that more next week. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you next Friday. Go home, Clip.